This little section is about the students' perception of the group. Week 1 went really well. I was having fun teaching and the students were enthusiastic and motivated. Week 2, however, was a total unmitigated disaster in terms of perception. Because it was held in break time, I decided to keep the time light. Students could eat their lunch and there was a fair amount of boisterous behaviour from the boys. But this level of behaviour turned from boisterous funny to boisterous aggressive and quite disrespectful. My credentials were questioned, how much of a pain in the butt it was to get there at break time, and in general how mortifying it was to have to be in a group with me. And then someone said the C word. Cabbage. Once cabbage was uttered, the concept totally exploded in their minds, particularly the boys. It turned out that others in the class had perpetuated this idea and had mentioned it to the group's boys, who then took off with it. I had kids knocking on my classroom door, laughing and jeering and pointing, and in class the boys hassled each other. But instead of thinking about it like this beautiful basket of fruit, where some people were good at spelling and punctuation and other people were good at comprehension, all they could see was cabbage. This perception very nearly killed the group, and it made it near impossible to teach anything. Yes, they were in this group because of their low scores, but it didn't mean that they were underachieving in any other aspect of English. It comes back to the basket. Some of us are good at some things, others of us are good at other things. I have to note here that the girls reacted very differently to this idea of cabbage. It was like they were almost immune to it. They didn't mind that they were in a group. In fact, I think they quite enjoyed spending a little bit of time with me and getting to know me a little bit better. They just got on with it. No fuss, no moan, they just did it. They knew they needed help, they asked fantastic questions, and they came up with really thoughtful and mature examples. And they seemed to have fun. They didn't really seem to disengage at all. So it was a really interesting dynamic where the girls were cool with it on one hand, and the boys, well, they'd become like caged animals.